This episode of Joyride is being brought to you by High Bank. High Bank is a proud Columbus-based distillery. Look for High Bank spirits at your local liquor store and favorite bars around the city. By purchasing High Bank spirits, you're supporting and drinking local. Drink local, drink High Bank.
You're listening to Joyride, a podcast for people who love cars. Now sit back and enjoy the ride.
Hey guys,
Welcome.
it's Pete.
And Rob.
How's it going?
Good, man. Welcome to Joyride,
Yes.
podcast about cars and just loving
Cars.
cars.
Loving anything that moves
Right, yeah.
under its own power. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I guess bicycles, I think.
I don't like bicycles.
No? Okay.
No. Motorcycles? Yes.
Yes.
Bicycle. I mean, I don't mind a bicycle.
Yeah. So you probably really hate a scooter, huh?
I don't understand scooters. I don't understand it. I don't get it. If you're gonna put your life in danger by riding, just get more CCs underneath you.
Yeah, for sure.
I just don't get it.
Yeah, head injury is a head injury.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, you're still gonna get hit by a car. So well, that was really morbid.
It's a terrible way to start another podcast,
man.
Another episode. We've lost count. We've done this a few times, so
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty good about it. Getting a couple text messages,
Yeah.
asking about certain things. So there's some people still listening.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Quick update
Yeah.
on how's the new car treating you?
Well, it's okay. All right. Because I bear my soul on this podcast.
Real
everything
quick,
cars.
if you are a new listener, go back, listen to last week's episode, and hear about the epic tale of how Pete acquired his latest car, which is a 2000 BMW 323, right?
323 CI, two-door coupe.
So yeah, check that episode out.
Yeah. So we'll pause here. Okay.
Okay,
Now that
welcome back.
Yeah. Now that you're here and you've already listened to that episode, went and took the car in for a pre-purchase inspection, post-purchase. I just want to see. Right. I mean, I just already done.
Right.
I mean, I just kind of trying to understand where I'm at with it.
Did you take it to a mechanic?
I did. There's a guy, I think it's Stakely Auto.
Okay.
Family-owned business in Pickerington, specializes in BMW, Audi, Mercedes, and Porsche.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
That
was going to be my second question, is whether it was a specialized BMW.
And I took the E30 to him before, too. So they
Okay.
did a lot of work on the E30 to get it into a daily driving condition.
Okay.
Which I think is where I built a lot of rapport and relationship with them. I mean, that was a neat car. They don't see it a lot. Certainly not somebody dumping hundreds of dollars into it every other week. So they see me coming from that perspective. But I guess, and this is according to their website, he worked for, I think, maybe MAG of Dublin, 10, 15 years, something like that. And then, kind of hung his own shingle and went out on his own.
Sure.
So really familiar with the foreign stuff, worked on it at one of Columbus's premier, luxury dealers, and is familiar with all those brands. So I took it over there. It also helps that it's 10 minutes from me. So
Two birds.
Makes it really convenient. I threw it up on the lift, took it around the block, did the whole thing. Turns out it's a pretty solid car.
Yay!
I like them too because they let me in the back in the shop, so I was under the lift with him.
Nice.
I was looking at stuff. Yeah,
I love it when mechanics do that.
Makes the whole thing just feel like
way more transparent.
Yeah.
You know what I
Show
mean?
me what you're looking at. Tell me why. Tell me what you see normally. Right.
Yeah, I love that.
So
more mechanics should do that.
We did that, and when you tell them it's a pre-purchase inspection, right? They're hitting you. I mean, they're they go through everything, which is pretty cool. All in all, solid car. Because I was under the lift, saw the frame and stuff, so it's pretty clean as well. So I'm pretty confident that it wasn't driven much at all, if at all, in the winter times over the last 15 years.
Good.
However, there are a few things that I'll need to address, a few things that I won't address. One is the clutch. I thought it needed a new clutch driving it. I also figured that a car with 150,000 miles on it and still has the original clutch probably needs it.
Yeah.
Turns out it does.
Yeah.
And needs it quick. Like,
Okay.
he's like, you're not losing it. You're like one step away. You want to change it now before you damage your flywheel and really get into some major stuff. So clutch is something I'm going to do pretty quick. Outside of the clutch, there's a small leak, seepage leak. It was so small, and so he's like, you could probably drive it another 10 years and not notice it.
Yeah.
Not have a problem. I said, okay, fine. He did, however, he wasn't happy with the fact that, so you remember last episode I told you all the dash lights I had on, and we talked about the wheel sensor, right?
Yes.
So the guy I bought it from lived in a small country town. I don't blame him for this, but like BMW dealership, shop hours are expensive. So he tried to get it serviced at his local, backyard guy, right?
Sure.
Like they didn't have any of the right equipment. So whatever they did, and I don't believe it to be malicious. I just want to put that out there. But they completely hacked the computer, and now BMW machines are locked out of it.
Whoa.
So he could see the engine code, but can't get into the transmission, can't get into any of the timing, like firing, like nothing. Like it's completely, he goes, I think somebody cut a wire. He's like, I can't find it, but somebody messed with it.
Yeah.
And he's like, when they do that, that can be kind of like not done for the right reason. I said, well, knowing the story and like the back, I honestly think he needed his car worked on. The machine, the computer the mechanic had available to him couldn't read it.
Right.
And so they just disabled it.
Because they have to get in to reset the codes, even if they do whatever fix.
But he's not getting temperature readings.
Yeah.
He's getting nothing from the engine transmission.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No. So that kind of leaves me in a spot where it's like I could fix the wheel sensors. They're only $45 a piece, and that might clear the lights, but we don't really know. And so I'm gonna forever have these lights on. It looks like.
Could you just like get into the dash and take the LEDs out or something?
Probably.
Yeah.
I was asking him like, okay, how can I bypass it? Because I don't have cruise control. When you have your traction control issue and your ABS issue, like the computer turns off cruise.
Right.
So I don't know what I'm going to do there. The most upsetting part, I think.
Oh, that wasn't the most upsetting part.
No. This is the part that I just have to bare my soul.
Yeah. Oh no.
I went to go put the title in my name, and I don't know how much I got into on the last podcast, but it was a fiasco between leaving and then coming back and picking it up, and then having their friend notarize it. Their friend living 10 minutes away. I mean, it was a long day, and I told you I was late getting home.
Right. Yeah.
I figured that the notary knew what they were doing, and I was more preoccupied with how late I was and worried about being in trouble when I got home.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to the title at all.
Yeah.
The notary wrote in the seller's name where the buyer's name goes and his name on the seller line. So he transferred the title to himself.
Oh my gosh.
Did not ever look at it. Did not even think about it. Get all the way down to the title bureau, wait in the line. Find out. I'm like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. So I still don't have a title for it.
Oh no.
I'm hoping it's in my mailbox today when I get home.
Yeah.
Called them. They were really nice. They said they took care of it. So the remedy here was he had to go to the title office, request a duplicate title. I think it was like $18. Then take that duplicate title back to the same notary, write in my name and his name, notarize it, and then mail it to me so that I can go take it to the title bureau and put my name on the front of it. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a big oopsie.
Yeah, and it's my fault. I should have looked at it. I just figured the notary does this, right? You notarize titles.
Yeah.
And again, I was so preoccupied with how late I was because of the leaving without the car and then coming back to get the car.
That's a whole emotional ordeal just in and of itself.
So
yeah.
So hopefully I'll have a title for it and tags on it this week.
Wow.
Yeah. Tomorrow might be the day.
So you haven't driven it much then, really?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Big brother, never. I towed it to the mechanic.
Of course.
No,
Of course.
No, I have not driven it at all, nor has any of my friends.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what it's like post-clutch once you get the new clutch in, and hopefully that clears things up. And I wish you all the luck in the
clutch,
world with that.
The clutch grabs, and it connect. I don't know.
You said it was a little mushy.
Yeah, it's right at the top.
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally nothing left in it. So like, it could stop grabbing here at any moment. But yeah, otherwise, and then the mechanic, I like him, but he's talking to me about turbo kits.
Oh,
and I'm like, stop, please don't.
He can
tell
see
me.
right through you.
Yeah, I know.
He can see through you. He sees you.
I know.
He sees you're a young guy. Very clearly, you're into cars because you had the E30.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's seeing your soul.
So that's the update. That's the update.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. I started doing this weird thing, and I don't know if you do this as well, but so we are currently in the middle of a semi-kitchen reno. Okay. So we're redoing our countertops right now. So we put a deposit on it yesterday.
Nice.
We've gotten quotes for cabinets, and so we're doing the countertops and a new sink and faucet and stuff first. We're just gonna let that sit. So I saw how much that was gonna cost. It's gonna be $2,100, right? And the cabinets, we got a quote, and from one person they were like $3,000, another person was $5,000, another place insane at $18,000 or whatever. And I started equating all these things to cars. I don't know if you ever do this. Like, so, and we just had a guy come in and give us a quote on like a water purification system for the house. It was like $4,200 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like that's a Miata. Like that's, so these countertops are basically like Pete's new car. So I could have a BMW or I could have new
Yep.
Is that a thing that you do?
It's been a thing I've done for the last decade. I mean, because that's
I don't know how healthy that is.
No, I mean, it's not. You look at it and as a husband and a father, you want to. I mean, your primary job is to take care of the family. And
right.
If the family needs something, the car goes to the bottom of the list. And the car's been at the bottom for a decade.
Yeah.
Right. And, I force it into the top 3 sometimes, but I'm
struggling with that. I've
often had to sell something to connect on something else. And for as long, I mean, that's why the 63 isn't finished. Right. I got the 63 in 2012. And I've been building it since 2012. I need another $3,000 for this, and we've needed another $3,000 for And now with the new, I need a driveway.
Right.
I need a deck.
You need a yard.
I need a front yard. Like, you know what a bag of grass seed costs?
Right.
So I totally get it.
We're only going to be in this house another couple of years, and then those countertops aren't countertops anymore. It's like, I know I would have a Miata for longer than 2 years, so. Where exactly are our priorities?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't usually have so many quotes coming through that. In a 2-week period now, we've gotten like 6 or 7 different quotes at different price points. And I'm just like, oh, that's...
Yeah. No, 100% get it, man.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure. I just wanted to run that by you just to see.
You know what I haven't tried yet, though? Because the excuse is always like, this is for us and that's for you. I've never tried buying matching his and hers. Like... Could you get his and hers Miatas?
Yeah, I mean,
one auto, one manual, and you this is for us.
That would be overkill, but kind of in a good way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the countertops are for us. The cars are for us. It's something I'm floating. I don't know if it'll work.
Yeah, but, let's see if that gets any traction.
Yeah,
like that.
Can you put in like a drum? Just post-production. Yeah.
I just saw an article on Car and Driver.
I think I saw that one.
So it's about the 2022 BRZ and Toyota 86. So they're discontinuing it at the end of this year, and that's when they're going to reveal the new model. How do you feel about the BRZ in the 86?
So I wanted them to
be... Or the FRS.
Yeah, the FRS. The one prior. I like the idea, but I always feel like nobody ever commits to it.
Yeah.
They're always underpowered.
Yeah.
Anytime you look at an attempt at some sort of roadster, right? Rear wheel drive, small, light car, they never have the power that you want. I mean,
right.
Pontiac, before Pontiac went defunct, right? In the Great Recession of 08 and 09. They had a Solstice.
Yes.
Solid roadster, right?
Yeah.
I mean, styling we could talk about on another day, but
yeah.
rear wheel drive, front engine car, manual transmission, shitty little 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just completely underpowered.
Well, and I know people that say, comparing that to the obvious competitor, the Miata, that say the Solstice is the better car. It actually is slightly faster. It handles a little better. Yeah, I mean, still, to your point, underpowered.
Now, I don't know if the comparable Saturn, was it the
Saturn Sky
was any better?
It was better styled. It was slower, though, I think.
It was slower.
Yeah, it wasn't. There's actually a Sky that lives down the street from me. And I think the Sky's a great looking car.
I do too.
It looks great. It's just...
It had no place with Saturn.
Yeah.
And
It's I don't know who developed that car, but I mean, I think it was one of those things where
it looked like somebody from Cadillac did it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it makes sense because they're all GM, but I mean, it definitely had Cadillac styling cues, kind of pushed Saturn into a more futuristic, like heavy line, dramatic, you know, silhouette. But so to answer your question, like I like the idea of them. I've never been in either, so I can only just assume or imagine. It would be nice. It would be nice if they, gave them a little more power.
Well, and that's exactly what's coming. So, we don't know how much power at this point. The rumors are that it's going to be same type of engine, so it's going to be a flat 4. The
force injection? What do we got?
Well, so it's going to be allegedly turbocharged.
Okay.
2.4 liter to be around 260 horsepower. And then they might do a naturally aspirated version as like a tier lower. It says in the article 217, but Toyota hasn't confirmed or denied this yet, so we don't know if those are going to be the actual numbers. But that is something, putting a turbocharged engine in the BRZ and in the FRS or Toyota 86 has been something that people have been begging for since they launched the damn car back in 09, 08, whenever it was that those cars came out. Because they are a really, really great size. They're smaller than Mustang. They're smaller than a Camaro. They're lower to the ground than those cars.
Yeah.
A lot of...
shorter wheelbase.
Yeah. A lot of people say that the chassis is phenomenal in those cars. So they handle really well. They're just underpowered. And when you're Toyota and when you're Subaru and you make turbocharged engines...
I know. Go pick it off the shelf. Like,
put it in there. Like, figure it out. So it's a shame that it hasn't happened until now, well, allegedly, now in quotes. I mean, they've spied the car. It looks, like a slightly bigger car. Not a lot bigger because, Toyota has to keep in mind that they now make a Supra, So you don't want to make it, you want to make it smaller. You want to make it a little less powerful so that way you're not sort of stepping on the toes of the buyer. You know what I mean?
Cannibalism.
Yeah, you don't want to cannibalize your own market. So I would absolutely love that. And as long as they don't ruin the styling anymore, I mean, I think Toyota sort of did that. I don't like the front end of the 86. The BRZ looks okay.
Yeah.
But proportionally, they look great, I feel like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's Mazda's, and I don't think they make it anymore, it had a rotary engine in it.
Oh, the RX, the 7 and the 8, RX-8.
RX-8,
Yeah. It's about that size.
Is that considered a roadster too, or not? Not really. I mean, would you qualify that? Because those were, I guess, pretty powerful.
I mean, I guess I don't really consider either one of them roadsters because they have 4 seats in them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? They're not a 2-seater. You couldn't fit humans in the back of the 2 seats.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's basically just for kids.
Yeah.
And people you hate. But yeah, I mean the RX-8 even had the like, it was even a 3-door, I think.
It was a 3-door rotary engine. 5-speed setup. That's one I wish I would have gotten to drive, but I guess those engines really didn't age well. I can't even find them online for sale.
I've seen a few RX-8s for sale, and they're really cheap. They're really, really cheap. So if you wanted to get into one, hopefully this turns out well. I mean, I think that the Subaru-Toyota partnership went really well for them.
Yeah.
I see a ton of these cars out, so people are buying them. There's a guy that lives up the street that he owns one, and both his kids own one, and they don't live in the house anymore. But I occasionally will see 3 BRZs parked in one driveway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And one of them's been heavily modified.
Really?
I think his son's has been, I mean, it's got like lowered substantially, even more from stock.
Wow.
He's got a different exhaust kit on the back. the diffuser's gone. Like it's.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he races it because it's got different. I can tell it's got different performance tires on it, like the actual tires, not like the rims.
Right.
So
That's cool.
yeah, I've wanted to bump into them and just
Maybe one day
chat.
we'll get to drive these things, you know?
yeah,
That'd be nice.
yeah.
There's so many cars that I'd love to, and it doesn't have to be a horsepower thing. I just love to like get a feel for the car.
For sure. Yeah. Well, I think if at some point, we reach out to some dealerships, or if any dealerships get a hold of the show, and
let's do that. They're gonna stick us in like Corollas.
I would check out a Corolla.
Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should reach out to like car rental company,
Yeah.
like local branches. Be like, listen, do you want
Hertz.
Yeah.
Oh wait, R.I.P. Hertz.
Yeah, R.I.P. Hertz.
They're going out of business.
We will be known as the reviewers of all things awful to drive. I mean, have you ever gone to an Enterprise and been happy with
Only once, and that was only because we rented a V6 Mustang convertible.
There you go. Yep.
Everything else has been bad. That was the best, man. When we went to that was 2-3 years ago. We went and we were gonna rent just like a Ford Focus or Fiesta or something, and it was for a week. And we were doing a trip where we were staying in I think Rhode Island for like 3 or 4 days, and then we were driving to Maine for 3 or 4 days. And it was going to be one price for a Ford Focus or Chrysler 200 or something like that.
Right.
Something just really awesome,
classy.
But for like 150 extra bucks, we got a V6 Mustang convertible.
Yeah,
and it was like, yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah, we'll.
And it was great. It was, the seats, it was a base model, so it was cloth seats, and they weren't super comfortable for
all that driving.
A lot of driving. So like the driving legs weren't great.
Mm-hmm.
But man, was that thing fun to drive around. A rental, listen, you rent a Mustang, you can beat the hell out of it for a week. That's worth $150.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. And having the top down on a red Mustang.
Oh, nice. It's
It
red. Too?
was bright red. It was fantastic. It was great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got it one time.
One time I was happy with renting. Everything else has just been
so uninspired.
Yeah.
If I have to drive another Dodge Avenger, or what do they call those?
Dude, the last one we rented was a Dodge, the Journey, I think is what it is.
Yeah. It's just garbage.
It was leather. It was one of the nicer appointed ones, but it just it wasn't. It was fine.
Yeah. Anyway.
So the other thing, real quick, is Truecar put out a survey.
Oh, okay.
So it's how cars are helping Americans during COVID-19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Helping America.
Helping Americans.
Okay.
Yeah. Or helping Americans cope is what they're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know that I like talking about cars, regardless of a pandemic. What kind of help are they offering?
37% of people have taken personal or business calls in their car.
Oh, I do that all the time.
All the time, right?
Set up the Wi-Fi in the truck, set it up on the dash. And it's quieter than my house.
Well, you got kids running around the house now
course
because they're all home from school.
No.
32% of people have turned their car into a makeshift office. Have you done that?
I have everything I need in there. There's a plug for the computer.
Right.
There's 2 USBs to charge my phone.
Yeah. You got drink holders.
I got drink holders
for your coffee.
It's air conditioned.
Yeah.
And I've got my pen, paper. Yeah. You know what I wish and I started doing this because the steering wheel is just too in the way.
Yeah.
I would sit in the passenger seat.
Oh yeah.
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 But when you need to like control the radio and stuff, like it you got to reach through your laptop to do it.
Past your coffee.
Yeah.
Things get real dicey.
It's really weird. So where it helped because you had more room to have like something in front of you.
Yeah.
Really became a problem if you start using the console anyway.
Right. And now some of these things are funny because I feel like we as car enthusiasts feel this way anyway about the car. Mm-hmm. So 2 out of 3 Americans think of their vehicle as a friend.
Of course.
We already feel that way.
Yeah.
But it's just funny that, this was a random survey that other people are feeling that way now too. So going with that, 68% of people think of their car as part of the family.
Part of the family. They didn't ask my wife. It is. She would have said no.
No, not part of the family. There's a few other random things in here. The biggest one I think is that 3 and 4 use their vehicles as a haven for quiet time away from the people they live with.
75% of those 2,000 people said, I go hide from my family.
I go hide from my family, not just as some alone time. Just specifically to hide from people that they live with.
That's pretty good. I mean, even the bathroom isn't sacred anymore. I mean, if you have young kids running around your house and you're all working from home, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know. You get the fingers under the door. The daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy's busy right now.
This is your 3rd time in the bathroom. Like, are you okay? That's cool. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that I've escaped my car.
I definitely haven't.
I mean,
I felt like an escape because I'm doing something else. I'm going to the grocery store.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
I'm running some errands. I'm like, oh, this is nice.
I've definitely made up errands. Like, I got to go get gas. I never just make a trip to go get gas.
Yeah.
But, after a stressful day, 20 minutes to the gas station and back seems like a good break.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I've just gone and set my car. This is no lie. I swear to you. And she doesn't listen to these, so she won't yell at me. But when COVID first happened and we were working from home and we were really juggling conference calls and kids and it was crazy time trying to figure it all out, my wife took a cue from me and said she's going to take her conference call from the car because she's going to have to talk and present and stuff. And that's when I do it. If I'm just listening, I'll just have a speaker and mute. But if I'm presenting or if I got to talk, like it's in the car.
Yeah.
I park in the driveway because my truck doesn't fit in the garage.
Yeah.
I went out to give her a cup of coffee.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. The car was on. The door was down. I was like,
oh no.
You gotta lift the door. In her defense, she said she was going to. So she was just maybe I got the coffee out to her too early. But I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Saved your life.
You saved your wife's life. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Because you did. Because you would definitely die if you did that.
Yeah. I'm like, you understand what's happening? She's like, oh, I know. I'm just getting ready to. I'm like, okay. Why don't I do it for you? Just so I can make sure you're okay. Yeah. Small things.
Wow.
Well, guys, thanks for listening to another episode of the Joyride podcast. Rob, where can they find us?
You can check out our website at joyridepod.com. Feel free to email the show at contactjoyridepod@gmail.com. Let us know if you've ever used your car to escape from your family or not during this pandemic.
And side note, we just purchased more storage on Google. So keep the emails coming.
Keep the emails coming.
They are not getting rejected.
No.
Now. Our inbox was so full.
Right. Where can they find us on Instagram, Pete?
Instagram is at Joyride Pod.
Yeah, give us a follow.
Yep, you'll see a couple cars. The one in question most recently, but
we promise not to. We won't flood your feed or anything like that. We don't overpost
we don't overpost. But please give us a follow. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that stuff.
Tell your friends about the show and help spread the word.
If you got a really interesting car story, you want to be a guest on Joyride, send us an email. Special thanks to our High Bank sponsor,
highbankco.com. They are a Columbus-based distillery, make lots of great food. So if you're in the Columbus area and you need to treat yourself to something special for lunch or dinner, swing on by.
And I have 2 more sponsor bottles coming to us. So,
oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
So special thanks. All right. Till next time.
Enjoy the ride. Did they really cancel football season?
I think so.
Is college football done?
I think so. Yeah.
That's really sad.
Everything sucks, man. I just want to cry. I mean, yeah, it's terrible.
I was looking so forward to just dashing Michigan's hopes again this year, and I'm not going to get to see that.
I know.
I'm not going to get to see it.
We use things in life to escape the shittiness of life.
Yeah.
But a pandemic like this strips all of those things away as well. So getting together with people, barbecuing, having football on during the fall, like all these things that we've manufactured to escape into, to not worry about global warming or our recent layoff, or
Right, yeah.
the numerous things that are truly tragic and like troubling. We can't do any of it.
No.
None of it. Anyway. When do they go in?
The 9th.
There
So
you
I
go.
don't. I think that's next week. Or
Now we're having a
Ish.
personal conversation
I
over
know.
our podcast.
It's fine.
It's okay. Oh, jeez.
I was trying to be quiet.
You were very quiet. Super sneaky.
Sarah just walked into the room, and Pete had no idea she was there. It scared the hell out
I was
of
in
her.
the podcast zone. Just came up from behind me. Oh my gosh.